In the quiet village of Mile 2, the sun rose gently across fields of yam and cassava. The cockerels crowed, and smoke curled from cooking fires, but this morning was different. Amina, the daughter of Chief Balogun, walked through the village square not with grace, but with purpose. Her wrapper was tied tight, her head wrapped plain, and her eyes focused. The market women whispered. The elders straightened their backs. She walked straight to the shrine of ancestors, placed her left hand on the ancient stone, and spoke loud enough for every soul to hear. I, Amina Balogun, will not marry a man I do not love, no matter how many cows he brings. One of the elders dropped his staff. A bride price had already been negotiated for her. 3 cows, 30,000 naira. 2 crates of malt, a sewing machine, and she just refused. Not in private, not with tears, but here where the ancestors listen. She has insulted her lineage, said one elder. She has shamed her father, muttered another. But Amina did not flinch. Her father, Chief Balogun, stood at the entrance of his compound. Arms folded, face unreadable. And then, without a word, he turned and entered his house. Amina's mother wept behind the kitchen wall, but Amina, she walked away. The first girl in the history of Mile 2 to reject a bride price publicly. And far away in Lagos, a young mechanic, named Michael, wiped sweat from his forehead and looked up at the sky, as if something in the wind had just changed. Tradition without choice is bondage. The courage to question is the beginning of freedom. Lagos, city of noise, sweat, and hustle, where dreams are made and broken in a heartbeat. Michael wiped oil from his palms and stood up from under a rusted Volkswagen Beetle. The heat clung to his skin like cling film. Traffic honked in the background. A pepper seller shouted, life in full color. Michael wasn't just any mechanic. He was the son of Baba Olu, the man who once fixed the Oba's Mercedes. But Baba Olu was gone now, lost to hypertension and years of unspoken grief. Michael inherited the workshop, not by choice, but by circumstance. And even as grease stained his fingers, his mind wandered to love, to legacy. He wasn't looking for a wife. He wasn't even looking for trouble. But when his friend Tom showed him a viral video of a village girl defying bride price tradition, something clicked. Who is she? Michael asked, squinting at the cracked phone screen. Tom laughed. One lioness from Mile 2, called Amina Balogun. She's trending in all the WhatsApp groups, bro. Michael didn't laugh. He stared. Something in her eyes. The way she stood, he recognized it. Not love at first sight, but respect. Intrigue. He immediately clicked save. And that night, as the generator hummed and mosquitoes danced, Michael stared at her face. Something told him their paths would cross, but not yet. Sometimes we don't search for purpose, purpose finds us. And often, love begins not with desire, but with admiration. The rain came quietly to Mile 2, not with thunder, not with lightning. Just a gentle whisper, like the sigh of a grandmother. Amina sat under the mango tree behind her mother's hut, wrapping her arms around herself. She had not spoken much since the day of her public defiance. She had become a ghost to her own people, neither cursed nor blessed, just watched. Then came the knock. She rose, pulled her shawl tight, and opened the gate. He stood there, soaked to the bone, a stranger, and yet familiar. Michael? Yes, she asked, voice guarded. Michael cleared his throat. I'm sorry to appear like this. I came to greet your father. My father is not receiving visitors, she interrupted. I saw your video, he said quickly. And I saw you. Silence. Only the sound of rain hitting leaves. Amina's eyes softened. She stepped aside. Come inside. You're wet, she said. They sat in silence for minutes, the oil lamp flickering. And then they spoke. Not about marriage or rebellion but about books, dreams, and Lagos. Deo talked about spark plugs and the smell of petrol. Amina talked about rivers and myths. And when he stood to leave, she asked, why did you come? He smiled gently. Because lions recognize lions even in the rain. She didn't smile back. But she didn't close the door either. The sun rose slower that morning, or so it felt in Mile 2. Michael stood outside the Balogun compound, not as a visitor this time, but as a man with intentions. He had returned, again, Inside, Chief Balogun sat in his Urokuwood chair, silent, a carved walking stick resting across his lap. The silence was thick as palm oil. Finally, the old chief spoke. "You are the one from Lagos, the mechanic's son, right?" Michael bowed. "Yes, sir. I'm Michael Olu. My father once repaired the Oba's Benz." Chief Balogun raised a hand. "And you believe this makes you worthy to marry a chief's daughter?" The question stung, but Michael stood tall. "I came not to claim, but I came to ask," Michael said. Amina sat behind the curtain, listening, her fingers tightening around her wrapper. Chief Balogun's eyes narrowed. "Greater than do you know what a name carries in this land, Michael? It carries land, history, blood. A name is not just a sound, it is debt." Michael nodded slowly. "My name may not carry land, but it carries dignity, and I will not drag your daughters down, sir." Michael responded politely. For a moment, there was only silence. Then the chief leaned forward. "Greater than come back in 3 days. If by then, your name is still clean, we'll talk." That night, gossip flew like bats from a banana tree. Who is he to approach the chief, a mechanic's son? Lagos boys always think they know everything. Maybe it's love, or maybe it's witchcraft. In her room, Amina prayed, not to the ancestors but to the stars. She did not want a savior, she only wanted truth. 3 days, that was the condition. Michael stayed in the village, lodging in Tom's uncle's small room near the stream. He woke early, helped sweep the compound, sat with the elders under the neem tree. He laughed little, he watched much. But on the second night, trouble stirred. Tom came running into the compound, breathless. "Michael, something is wrong. Come quickly." By the shrine, a scroll had been nailed to the ancestral tree. It was a letter, from someone in Lagos. Amina's cousin tore it down and read aloud. "This Michael you see is not as clean as he claims. Ask him what happened in Lagos 5 years ago." Gasps, again. Whispers slithered like snakes through the night air. "What did he do, thief? Prison?" The crowd began to ask. Michael stood, calm, but his hands trembled. He spoke slowly. "I will not lie. 5 years ago, I stood for my friend who stole a car part. I took the blame to save his mother's life. I spent for months in jail, and when I came out, no one wanted to touch me, not even customers. Only my hands saved me." The silence after his words was heavier than thunder. Then Chief Balogun, who had arrived quietly, said, "So, you are not pure." Michael looked him in the eye. "Neither are you, sir, but I came with clean hands. And I stand by truth." Amina stepped forward. "We all carry pasts, but it's our present that shows who we truly are," she said. And the chief said nothing. But for the first time, Balogun nodded.